Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you in this daily Hindu analysis video. In the morning these videos come in Hindi and English, and in the evening the PIB videos come in both Hindi and English language, and the PDF you will get on the Telegram channel and on my Facebook group of Amit Sani group of IAS preparation. So there I upload these PDFs daily, morning and evening. And today is 5th of March and we don't know, days are passing by very fast, and these are the numbers. There you can call and you can ask for these pen drive courses by StudyIQ. Certainly they are going to help you in this particular typical phase. And for the motivation, you can see two pictures here. This is sand, and sand particles are free, but when they go under intense amount of stress, temperature and a lot of weight is there for a particular mass where soil is laid down under many upper layers, so it will turn into this sandstone rock. This is the example that you always keep your qualities with each other, and you always try to hold your whole character and your all qualities, and this combination is very important. Develop your qualities in a balanced manner, and when this practice would go on for a quite period of time, after that you will turn into in a very solid personality. And the way this sand is turned into sandstone when it goes under immense pressure, heat and all kinds of difficulties, and for thousands of years, when it is stuck there and it is laid down there below many soil layers, so intense amount of weight is also there above it. So out of this weight, out of this pressure, out of this stress, out of this heat, the same things which are there above your head today, so you can also turn into a very solid personality, a very successful personality, which is never going to disintegrate very easily. So develop yourself in this way. The MCQs that I gave to you yesterday: Construction Technology India 2019 Expo conference that happened in New Delhi recently. That's right, but it is not for eco-friendly homes and villages only, because this Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana is going on, and the target is of 1 crore houses till 2022. And there, how we can integrate these latest construction technologies in these homes, and how in the future they can become a great basis for newer technologies addition. So for that, this discussion and this technology conference is going on. So only one is going to be the correct answer here. This data was taken from the PIB. Center for Disability Sports is going to be set up in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. It is not in New Delhi, not in Mumbai, not in Indore. It is Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. And so D9 is the correct answer. Third, the government and the Asian Development Bank have signed a loan agreement of $926 million. Why it is important? Because this is the biggest infrastructure loan that ADB has given to any party. So this is the biggest infrastructure loan. That is why it is important for this year. And it is regarding Mumbai's metro rail project. Next, this article we are not going to discuss, because it is talking about the similar issues and the all discussion that we are taking in a routine manner, and the issues of go to Pakistan, all these rhetorics, all these political disturbances, all these foolishness which is there in some provoked youth on social media, everything. It is talking about that. It is talking about the government's discourse also, and some people who, how they are using the public mood and how they are provoked with the help of media, and this is all crass, this is all crude. So this is the same thing that they are discussing here. And after any incident, after any kind of happening, how we are behaving, how we are dealing with the issues, this is talking about that. And it is very critical of the government also. So he's taking names of many parties and many personalities, so that can be less productive for us, and that is not much important to study here. But you should read this article, that's okay. So we are not going to discuss this. We are certainly going to this particular intellectual article, because it is defining the whole issue of this particular debate, and it is actually putting light on a very crucial issue, very basic and very deep understanding based issue, that is our intellectual autonomy. So we are going to discuss that. It is important for the essay section mainly, and GS paper 4 and GS paper 1 also. Okay, we are going to discuss this the rooftop solar panel project, and where a grid connection is there, and the need is of the awareness about it. So we are going to discuss this particular article related with GS paper 2, and this is not important for us. It is regarding the ongoing issue in Thailand, and how the royal family, they are targeting these elections and all. And one lady from the royal house, she has claim to become a candidate for the election of the next president. I think so. This is not important for us. The developments we would see after the election, when 24th of the March is the date for elections. After a long period of time, after many tussles, after many constitutional and political disturbances, now they are heading towards elections. So this is happening. It is regarding Thailand. This article certainly we are going to discuss. It is a very important, very critical issue of swine flu cases which are on a rise, and especially in this year, in the last 2 months, how things are developing in a very negative way, and nobody is focusing on this issue, and it is a matter of debate, a very important matter of debate. That's why it's alarming. We are not going to discuss this. It is again a political one. So let's start the articles now. Vocabulary, these words that I found, try them into sentences. Now the alarming spread. H1N1 swine flu. It is a family of virus that is the same family of influenza virus that is causing normal flu in us. Viral disease, less medication is available, very less antiviral drugs are available. Only with the help of human immunity, these things are cured. That is why these diseases like H1N1, avian flu, and other diseases like dengue and all, they are all cured by body's own immunity. But you see, consistently these things are evolving. These viruses, bacteria, they are evolving. That's a great, not great, but it's a very scary problem for humanity. And these are the real challenges before us, instead of other unimportant issues which are always there on discussion. And this is the actual challenge. If you talk about the NCD challenge, India is going to be the capital of cancer, diabetes, coronary disease, neuromuscular disease, and the people who are struggling with some other fatal disease. So it is going to be the capital of it. And apart from that, we have challenges for communicable disease like tuberculosis, malaria, and HIV. These are another big challenges. And these seasonal disease which have become regular, and especially in the last 1 decade, they are challenging us a lot. Every year, in every season, we have these challenges. We have many people infected, many people's deaths are on rise every year. These are the cases. But the main issue is that how we are dealing with it. This is so scary. This is a real problem. This is the real challenge to us. And how we are behaving about it, how we are dealing with the issue, that shows our sincerity, and that shows our India's future in the health sector. Yesterday we were talking about that the budget is 1% of GDP only, around 1% of the GDP right now, and we are targeting 2025 year as 2.5% of the GDP budget. And that's really a cause of concern, because it must be in any case more than 6%. That should be, that is the demand today, but we are not able to do that. And here we saw the cases of Zika in Rajasthan and Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, not Gujarat, but in the same state of Rajasthan, the cases regarding swine flu are also maximum. So Rajasthan is going with a lot of troubles, and both these issues, not much we knew about Zika, not much we know about H1N1. These are all viral disease, and no cure is available. Only with time and your immunity, you are cured, or maybe you are dead if you are ailing with some other issues like jaundice, diabetes, or heart patient. If you are, then the scare and the risk is much more than the average. So in the last case of Zika also, we saw that the authorities, they were saying that we know about the virus and it is not going to be very much dangerous, and microcephaly like conditions, they are not going to be there. Instead of that, the scientists from the international community, even they are not sure about those developments, but India's health department was sure about that, and they said that it is not a scary issue. They were just shifting their responsibility. They were just escaping from their own task that they needed to do. And here what is seen here, you see in the 55 days of time, 14,803 cases and 448 deaths. These are scary number, because for total year of 2018 the number was 14,992, around 15,000 people were there, and 15,000 cases are already there in last 2 months. That's a real scary number, and many people are dying. Around 450 dead at that time, and around 450 are dead within 2 months. So you see, this is really a thing that we must be taking as the first priority, because people are dying here on our borders. Our soldiers, they are martyred. We are always there for those issues, but we need to take care about this issue also, the health issue, where danger is there for every person, and thousands of deaths are happening. And you see, the authorities are behaving in the same manner here, ignorance and shifting the blames and not accepting the truth, and the attitude is really problematic. You see, according to the data of IDSP, Integrated Disease Surveillance Program, it started way back in 2004 with the help of World Bank, and it went on till 2010, and after that for 2 years it was extended, and till that time World Bank gave financial assistance to a national central authority and some states, around 9 states, and after that it was taken as a part of the National Health Mission. That was the most important mission, and right now it is going on under it, and it collects information district wise, state wise, and for mainly these epidemics, they are on rise in every season. So it's a very important body, Integrated Disease Surveillance Program. Okay, now see, according to this data, and you see these are official data, they are only taking the cases which are confirmed in labs, although these are infections or the deaths. So they are only taking these confirmed deaths or cases. So the actual numbers are way more than that. In 2009 year, when this particular epidemic of swine flu that appeared at the first time, and it was a huge scare. Many people died, and thousands of deaths were there. They told that 18,500 deaths were there, but actual death number was more than 2,84,000. So big a difference, means this issue is so scary, and very less confirmations are there that are confirming us that the death was due to this cause, and many deaths, they are unnoticed, but these are happening because of these causes. So it's a scary issue for us, and it is not counting the West Bengal's data. So the problem is that the virus, bacteria, they are evolving very fast, but our systems, our medications, and above that our authorities' attitude, that is not changing, and that is not evolving very fast. They are being very slow, they are being very ignorant about that. This much deaths happened, but these ministry, they did not take any kind of additional effort. They just issued a guidance recommending vaccines for healthcare workers only. They did not said anything about those susceptible people who are ailing with many other complications, who maybe they are TB patients, HIV patients, or diabetic. If these people are heart patients, if these people are, they are much more susceptible to these fatalities, but these were not targeted by the ministry, and they never said anything about that. So it's a problematic thing. And you see, symptoms are very common, so always diagnosis is very, very important, and without awareness, without taking care, and with all these ignorances, we are hardly going to manage the situation. We are hardly going to take all the patients to the hospitals, to the diagnostic labs, and we are going to avail them treatment. So many claims we can make here, but the attitude shows us the reality, and it shows us what is the reason that instead of this many schemes which are brought up always in every government, even after that, why things don't change, why poor people are dying in hospitals, on streets, and in their homes, and without any facility. So these are the troubles, these are the ignorances, and certainly we need to change that attitude. Certainly we need to focus on these issues, and this should be the biggest priority, because I told you communicable disease scare, non-communicable disease trouble is going to be there, and these are going to be the biggest number of cases in India for that. And apart from that, these seasonal diseases and these infections which are actually scaring us more and more every year, every coming year. So this can be a huge issue. Next article, solar powerhouse. In this article, the writer is saying that phase 2 is announced for this grid connected rooftop solar program. You can see in normal homes on these maybe in these villages, small towns where ample amount of sunlight is available, and most of the times in summers everything is burning, and with this heat they can produce a lot of amount of electricity, and this is going to be connected with the local grid system, and systematically they can produce their own energy and they can use it. So it's a great innovation. It's a great system to be adopted, but people don't have awareness about it. Hardly any people know about these schemes and these subsidies which are being given by a government, and how they are supporting its use, and how great this thing is. You suppose a condition where in any jungle or any remote village where there is no electricity, there is no transport, you are living there, you are producing there your own energy, and you are watching TV, a satellite TV that is also available on earth everywhere. So these kind of things are new age solutions, and these are supporting your lives, and these are eco-friendly also. They are not harming the environment. So we should promote these things on war scale, but we are not actually being aware about this, and we are not making people aware about these particular things. And certainly we have created targets for us that 100 gigawatt till 2022 we would be producing by solar power, and 40 gigawatt is targeted with this rooftop scheme. It's a very important scheme, very appreciable scheme, but the knowledge is not there much among people. Only if somebody is trying this particular system, or they are applying this in their rooftops, if they are buying these materials anywhere, then some limited number of people, they are known to these things. Otherwise, maximum number of people, they only watch these things on internet or on the television. They don't know much about it, and they don't think about adopting this issue. And the people who have high disposable income, means the income which is left after the taxes. So if that income is that is a high disposable income as we call it, so these people can be enthusiastic about these adoptions, and this can be a great thing. So there should be information kiosks for that, and we can use banks, railways, post offices for information dissemination, and local electricity linesmen, electricity inspectors, electricity department nodal officials, they can play a major role here in awareing people about this particular technology and how they can adopt it. And it is no more a very expensive thing. One time investment is needed. After that they can produce their own energy, and it is going to be almost free. So cheap energy is the prime need always, and this can solve many problems. And in the cities also, these resident welfare associations and all, they can play a major role there. And the writer is giving here some examples in the city of Bangalore here, and many things we can learn here. As I told you, economically weaker consumers, and mainly the people who are struggling for the electricity issues, mainly in the North Indian villages, where in the state of Haryana, UP, Bihar, people don't have electricity for 5 to 6 hours a day. So it can be a magical solution for those people. They can live a different kind of life, a new kind of life, a different world they would be living in after this adoption, because energy is everything. Electricity is everything today. Without electricity, nothing is possible in this world. And here, this is the solution, that is a thing where you are producing your own electricity on your rooftop. So nothing can be better than that. Next, the loss of intellectual autonomy. As I told you, India is the world leader in the field of knowledge, in the field of intellectual ability, our thought process. We had schools of thoughts, orthodox, unorthodox, and everywhere. It was a part of our walk of life. It was not a study that we were doing. It was these things, these philosophies were our lifestyles. So we were the best nation in this world, in the terms of intellectual abilities. We wrote so many documents, we wrote so many issues, and it was regarding the medical field, the pharmacy, and all these rituals, traditions, nature, and everything you can think of. Everywhere we were the connoisseurs, we were the smartest people on earth. But what we have achieved in the last 2000 years, mainly, we did not achieve anything, and where we are standing and what kind of ability we have intellectually, and as a common person, as a common citizen, an average person in India, what do we assess about his or her personality? And mainly his, not her, because girls and women, they are much more sincere than males in India. That is evident everywhere. And you see, mainly with the common people, mainly the youth today, because India is a young nation, and maximum number of people are youth. So these youth who are mostly unemployed, that is also a truth. What is their thought process? What is their intellectual autonomy? What kind of thoughts they are developing of their own? Do they have any thoughts? Do they have any thought process? Do they have any intellectual innovation of their own? No. You see, it is the issue of religion and the nationalism in this country, and both these phenomena are not ours. These are not developed here. We are taking it from Europe. We are taking this development from the British colonialism, and after that we did not learn anything. That is the issue. And you see, in this world, no person likes to be told what to do and what to think. That everyone knows. But what is going on as a social development in India today? You can observe these things. The way the people are behaving today. Every day we are talking about the normal people's behavior, their psychological status, their particular response towards main issues. Every day we are discussing, and in almost all the issues, whether these are extreme issues like a Pulwama attack or any other issues like mob lynching or anything like that, everywhere we see that there is a crudeness, there is the condition there where people are behaving in a crass manner, gross manner, and they are literate but they are not educated. They don't have aims because they don't possess any kind of intellectual ability, intellectual autonomy. Intellectual autonomy comes out after the practice of scientific temper. But do we see scientific temper in our society? It's highly debatable an issue. A very small section, even less than 1% people, they believe in scientific temper in India, and they practice scientific temper. Maybe they are talking about it, but they are not practicing it. When it comes to the issues like mob lynching, when it comes to the issues like politics, when it comes to the issues like religiousness and these traditions, which are very much debatable, they are even the most educated people whom you see, they are behaving in a foolish manner, because the main problem is not of the education. Main problem is of the intellectual autonomy. Any illiterate person can also be intellectual. And many people we have seen in the past, in the history, that those were not literate, they could not read and write, but they were highly intellectual people. So intellectual autonomy is the prime need, and that is totally lost from our society. You see, to define one's identity or community in terms of an exclusive religion is a vexed European notion. In Spain, it started in 15th century, end of the 15th century. Then it spread to whole Europe. That whole Europe became Orthodox, and they were appreciating these religious and cultural identities a lot, and they were putting tax on countries on the basis of religion, on their identities and all, and they became very much blind about it. And the same thing is going on in India, and you see it developed mainly in the colonial phase, where Britishers were imposing their own culture, and out of that there developed two specific opinions in India. One was the elite class, which was having, and that was totally a follower of Western culture. Their likes, their talks, everything was westernized, and English speaking these people were, and still these people are, still their families, their descendants, they are living in the same way, and they are talking in English, and mainly they do not look like they are Indians, because majority of the Indian population, they are living in a traditional manner, same manner, no innovation, no change in the past 200 years of living ways, and their talks, their thought process, their belief system, caste, religion, nothing is changed. Everything is going on, and with much of the corruption now. Things were pure before, nature was supportive before, but now out of many developments, scientific innovations, things are in addition, but they are using them negatively. They brought social media, they brought internet here, but the way we are using, how we are using, we are abusing people, and that is our use of social media. Mainly the majority is doing that. Out of hate, we are doing anything, we are targeting anyone, and we are not understanding. And even the most intellectual suggestions given by highly intellectual people, highly scholarly people, then we are denying, and we are mocking these people, we are targeting these people, and sometimes mob is hitting these people. That is the level that we have come to. And we were the world leaders, we gave the so-called gyan to this world, we were the motherland of this knowledge in this world. But what is the condition of average Indian today? You see, maybe they are literate, but what is their opinion, what is their process of thinking? And in the last 2-3 years, that is totally apparent, and all problems of Indians, they are actually appearing to the surface, and very very clearly you can say that what is the problem with this nation, why the hypocrisy is there. You see the people's minds, their thoughts, their way, the way they abuse people, the way they target people. It is all intellectual crisis, it is all intellectual not being intellectually autonomous. We don't have our own ideas, we don't have our own thinking process, we cannot derive right meanings, we cannot measure parameters, we cannot understand standards, we cannot tell that something is going to bring positive consequence or a negative consequence. If something is going on as the mob is shouting, then we will follow that. That is our opinion. So we are no better than any animals or the herd of, say, lambs, goats. We are not behaving better than that. And we are using social media, we are using the most important innovation of this world, we are using internet. That is the new god, and without internet nothing is possible. I tell you, without religion we can easily live today, but because without internet, totally impossible. Can you imagine your life without electricity today? Can you imagine your life without a mobile today? But you can easily live without religion today. That is the reality. But the way we are behaving, we are losing lives, we are killing people in the name of religion, and we are ignoring technology, we are ignoring knowledge, we are ignoring intellectual abilities. You see the condition of Indians today. We don't talk about other countries, we talk about our own country, our own people, whom we see daily, whom we interact to daily, and the way they are behaving today. This is totally a mirror-like situation that is being shown to whole world, and the Indians also. Everyone can see, everyone can analyze the situation of Indians and what is the problem with this country. Why we are not improving in many areas, why there is poverty, why maximum number of people, they are living a foolish life here, why these people are struggling a lot, why there is inequality. Every reason is crystal clear today, because we have an intellectual crisis. This thing was started in the colonial phase, and it became very much strong in a sense that Hinduism was there. Means being Hindu as an identity was not there actually. People were living their lives and it was a part of life, and that is why we were calling it a Sanatan system. And it was a Sanatan system, it was not even a religion. And anyone can say that, that is totally clear, because it was not a religion, it was just a system, and the people, it is the part of their lifestyle and they were living it. It was totally based on nature, and it was very much a logical one, very much a learned one. But out of our ignorance, out of our intellectual crisis, we have created a joke of whole system, and we are not learning anything from it. and we are not practicing the learning of it. And you see, when these Britishers came here, the seeds were there already since the Middle Ages. But after that, when Britishers came, this paradox appeared. When I told you that two kinds of people appeared, one was the Western culture followers and one were ultra traditionalist, and both were opposing each other. Both were trying to cancel each other's abilities. Both were trying to demolish each other, and still this tussle is going on. Clearly you can see there are two types of India. One is English speaking elite class, and one is living in a same manner for the last 300 years. There are hardly any changes apart from some scientific changes in the society. Apart from that, everything is same, as I explained to you. So that shows us that how we can easily become victims of any kind of crisis, and any kind of attack can be there. Intellectual attack can be there, and this is totally an intellectual attack. That is actually not by the intellectuals. These are by very super smart people who know about us, who know about the common psychology, who know about these masses, the way we behave, the way we subjugate very easily before someone. That is why I was telling you yesterday that anybody who came to India, that ruled us. And that is the reason, because we have an intellectual crisis for the last 2000 years. We did not think about it, we did not develop it, we did not practice our psychology, and we did not practice our intellectual ways, and we do not believe in that, and we do not believe in that, we don't practice, we become weaker, then we don't practice more, and we become the weakest. And out of that crisis, easily we are targeted. The world's best entrepreneurs, the best business people, they know about India, that India is a crazy market. Anything that is becoming a trend here, that would sell like a magic, and that's why they are targeting India, because they don't see any kind of balance in our approach, any kind of intellectual approach they don't see here. And I'm sorry to say that, but there is a very problematic image for India. People think that Indians, they are mainly blind followers of things, and they don't think it through, and they don't go into scrutinies, they don't go into in some creative ways or creative dimensions of any kind of problem or any kind of issue. We just follow the things as they are. We hardly try to create new things, we hardly try to innovate things, and intellectual innovation is totally gone from this country. That is why we have great minds, but these minds are not being used, these are misused. And I don't know how many scientists are there who are not scientists today, but they have the minds of scientists, but they are losing their life on social media, and the way they are behaving, the way they are innovating new ways of abusing, new ways of shouting, new ways of supporting politics. This is the total misuse, and this is because we cannot understand, we don't have those abilities, intellectual abilities, that something is going to be positive or negative for us. So that is intellectual crisis. Sri Aurobindo and Mahatma Gandhi, these kind of people, they actually rose in their standards in the same time when colonialism was there, and when this crisis was being developed in India. But these people understood the way. They said that neither the religious extremities is ours, neither the Western culture following and all these ideas, these are for us. We need to go into a balanced state and in a balanced manner, where we need to innovate, where we need to think about the solutions, and all positive qualities we should adopt, and negative things are certainly there. Even in our system where there are many negative things, we need to leave that, but we are only following two poles, whether this side or this side, and solution lies in between. So that is achieved by the intellectual ability, intellectual autonomy. And when we think about things on our own, we have that capability, we are totally educated, and we accept things, and we discuss things, and we don't force things, because by force there is no intellectual innovation. Intellectual innovation is with our mind, with our soul, and that is always working in the peace. But where is peace today? Do you see peace today in India? No. Everyone is shouting here. So that is the intellectual crisis. That's a very, very valid thing, and one of the most important issue that is going on with this country. And dimensions can be many more of this particular article. I can explain you for 2-3 hours about this problem, but you see many dimensions. I have tried my best to give you this explanation and to give you all insights into this matter. So try to write a mains answer on this, and I have given you this question about it. Okay, 600 words you can write about this issue. Next, it is regarding the crop residue burning. One important issue that appeared in the PIB, that PM Jeevan scheme, it was regarding the Jaiv Indhan and you see crop residue burning. Jaiv Indhan means biofuel. They are actually developing bioethanol by these cellulosic material, that is crop residue. Cellulosic means leaves and the cover of these stems and these crop residues. These are all cellulosic material, and out of this cellulosic material now they are making biofuels, bioethanol. In the first generation they were making biofuels, biodiesel, bioethanol by these seeds and these liquids which are found in the plants. But now out of cellulosic material they are creating the biofuel, and it is the second generation process, 2G process. First 2G plant was inaugurated in 2017 in Uttarakhand, and the same kind of plant is there in Punjab also. So these are the important developments which are going on in the environment section of the UPSC. So this can be important. And the disease which are there due to the air pollution, around 12.5% of the total deaths in India in 2017 were attributed to the air pollution. So that is the level of air pollution, and it is killing people literally. Many people, they are losing their lives because of lung cancer today, and COPD, compulsive obstructive pulmonary disease, and these other coronary artery disease, their blockages and all. So these all are caused by air pollution and these particulate material and all. So this is really scary, and it is a geographical issue also. So many dimensions are there, but respiratory illness is the main issue which we are dealing with, this pollution problem. Now government is going to support the people who are working from home based on IT jobs, internet jobs and all. So here it can become a major employer here. So they are trying to devise a scheme here, and it is actually very necessary because internet users are so many. If these people who are wasting time on social media, if they are getting jobs at their home only, then certainly India can be a different India within no time. So that is totally needed, but I hope Modi ji don't declare it as an employment. It's only a scheme till now, and not even a scheme till now. So it's a joke. Next, pharma sector growth hits 4-year low in financial year 18. 4-year low means growth is still positive, but it is around 3% only. It used to be there 30%, 12%, 18%, but now only 3%. So this is going on. It's a huge sector, one of the biggest sector in this world, and our image as a pharma industry is really huge, and we are targeting many milestones in this industry. We are targeting it as a sunrise industry where much more expectations are there, and it is going to rise multifolds because we have challenges, NCD, communicable disease, all these issues like swine flu and all, viral disease, bacterial disease, everywhere we need medicines. So this pharma sector is actually going to rise a lot, and that is the surety that every company in this world they have. So whatever developments are happening here, whatever ups and downs are going on, these are important. All the agencies, all the schemes like Jan Aushadhi Yojana and all, so Jan Aushadhi Kendra and all, these are very important here. And generic medicine is the biggest sector here. Okay, next, LPG conversion kits which are being used in vehicles and all, they are demanding that they should come under the 5% GST category. And right now they are under 28% highest slab. The way cement is also there under 28% category, and these both are used by common people, and sometimes poorest of poor people, they are using cement in constructing their homes, and the cheap way of transportation is also through LPG. So these kits should come under 5% category. That is the demand here. Okay, so these are some issues related with the GST issue. Apart from the petrol, diesel and alcohol, these highest slab items which are there and which are really problematic. Cement should not be there in the 28% category. That's a genuine thing. And these LPG kits can also be coming towards lower categories. That is the demand. Next, Manipur considering ST status for Meiteis. Meiteis are a major group there in Manipur. And we have many cultural questions from Manipur, the Sankirtana and other groups, like their harvest festivals and their dance forms, their other festivals, singing, their art, everything is very beautiful. So many questions we see in UPSC. And now the meaty groups, that is the biggest ethnic group in Manipur, but it has not got the ST status. They are targeting the ST status there. So I'm giving you a question. Read about the Arunachal Pradesh, the Manipur state and these Meiteis people, their dance forms, and tell me which dance form is this. Tell me the name, and tell me the name of other dance forms and other art forms there related with Manipur, and their games also. Next, the foreign affairs page. Trump. International relations are all about Trump, and totally these things are hardly anything important for us in the examination. So we are going to escape from here, and these are MCQs. Try their answers. One important thing is there that China and USA, they are close to reaching a trade deal. Much more escalation had happened in the past, and they both were raising tariffs against each other countries' items, but now they are about to solve these problems, and they both are actually lowering the tariffs on the products from each other's countries. So that's a kind of a positive development, but they will remain always rivals, and fundamental changes are not happening anywhere. But it's a kind of a deal, it's a kind of a mutual deal, so that both are not at losses. That is the thing. Next, try their answers in the comment section, and very important questions these are. And the volcanic hotspots, you need to learn about what is volcanic hotspot first, and then try to locate all the volcanic hotspots on the world map. Thanks a lot. Keep watching. It was Amit Saini, and the PDF you will get on this group. Send me a request, I would approve. Thanks a lot.